Did you flip the date? Our background looks a little messy. That's okay. Oh, you hit. Ah! Well, shoot.
It's live now, this day, anyway. We got 0 viewers.
Everybody probably thinks we're not going live today because we didn't go live on Monday or Wednesday.
We're right at 4:22, so that's to throw people off.
Yeah, right, because we're not usually on time.
We got one person here with us. Don't know who it is, but hi.
Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Well, today is 420-ish tea and tarot. What you see is what you get. It's been, January was a hell of a month. Wasn't it, Grimmer?
When you say hell of a month, are you putting an emotion behind
I'm
that?
putting an emotion behind it. Because January was just sort of like, I don't know, we had this wonderful, remarkable, yet non-remarkable Christmas. It was just a beautiful, soft memory of the family gathering. It wasn't one of those, helter-skelter kind of Christmases. It was chill and relaxing. And then like January hit and just boom,
Boom, boom, boom.
It's just been out the door, nonstop, run, things, people. And I'm so glad that February is here. But I got to tell you, Grim, it's not starting off looking too great. I mean, I'm saying this with a smile on my face because I just tooted on my pipe, to be quite honest. So that puts a little giggle in my smile. But I've spent the last couple of days helping a number of people guide their beloved fur babies across the Rainbow Bridge. And my heart goes out to each and every one of you that if you happen to be here listening right now, that, animals have a super special place in my heart and Grimm's heart too. So, and we know that pain, that shouldering that pain of having to either make the decision or to,
Watch it happen.
To watch it happen. And neither one it's not a good place to be, but it's such an honor for me and Grim when he's asked to. It's such an honor for us to be there to help encourage you, those of us that love those animals like our own children, to encourage you to just be there for them, be present. There's time for the big tears later. I mean, don't hold back your tears. Don't hold them back, but focus on the joy and focus on the love and focus on that. That is your outgoing gift. That is your outgoing gift. And so February has been kind of fraught with that. And, those of us in the spiritual community that have been paying attention to it, and I'm not saying that, derogatorily, like, you don't know what I'm talking about. I don't mean it that way. It's just because we've mentioned it a few times here on 420-ish Tea and Tarot, and also other live streams that Grim and I have done in the past. And the fact is that since about the year, I want to say 2016, 15 and 16 were very pivotal years in my life as a spiritual being, as a witch, as a mom, as a wife. Lots of things happened in 2016. And one of those things that kind of, I think it was a matter of awakening. I don't think it's that only I can see it or just a select few people can see it. I think that as we allow ourselves to become enlightened, as we sort of climb that ascension ladder and see things from a higher and higher perspective, I think certain things kind of open up before us that we didn't necessarily visually recognize in the past. And for me, that year 2016 was the year I recognized that it seemed to me that as a person, I mean, I've been in the high priestess role for quite a while now, and I've been the one who folks have reached out to, as I mentioned, when their pets are crossing over, and I just noticed there it comes in like it's like I don't know if a portal opens or the communication is that now's a jumping period, so if you want to leave the planet, now's the time to go. And some of
Yes.
our animals answer the call because there seems to be a time period. Sometimes it used to be just a week that I would notice it, where boom, 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 one friend after another, a dog, a cat, a fish, a bearded dragon, whatever loving animal that they hated losing. Um, and then it would go quiet for a while. You wouldn't hear anything for a while. And it would be several months, and then boom, 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 again it would happen. And now it's becoming a different pattern. I haven't quite picked up on the pattern yet. This last one caught me off guard.
Of the pet cycle.
Yeah, because it feels like we just had a pet cycle not that long ago, and now we're
Well,
already into another one.
well,
So
I think along with that new out of the blue pet cycle that we're experiencing, we're also seeing a lot of our fellow witches around the world, and most definitely within our circle, that are experiencing some semblance of family trauma
right,
to some
something's
varying
happening.
degree. Yes.
Right, and to the point that I don't mean to interrupt you, Grimmer,
No.
because I kind of know where you want to go. I think I know where you want to go with this, and yes, I know we look tired. We are tired. We've been working a lot.
Good work though.
Yeah, good work. All good work. Lots of creative energy. So that's positive. But I was like, oh, I don't care what they see me like. This is what I look like today. Haha. So
This is Gussy, the editor.
I'm in editing mode. I'm in creative mode. I'm in drinking some coffee mode.
But that's beside the topic.
But that's beside the topic. Because what was I going to say now?
We're noticing a trend, not just in
Oh.
the pets, but
Yeah. I'll have folks. What are you pointing at, baby? Oh. Now I'm going to forget what I'm talking about again.
Yeah, folks.
I can't do two things at once. Not when I've smoked weed. Oh, heavens. Okay. Yes, there has been an uptick in folks reaching out to me because they're feeling like they're being targeted again. I get a lot of, am I hexed? Am I cursed questions this time. I was going to say this time of year, but it isn't necessarily this time of year. It's just once in a while, this is the wave that kind of rolls through, where a bunch of people think they're getting hexed and cursed because there's a lot of shit hitting the fans all across the world. Because, I get folks that contact me from Australia to,
Timbuktu.
yeah, every here and there. I mean, not that many, but enough that I can say globally. So I think about a band around the world when I think of our Purple Door energy. But
Hey, there's at least a Purple Door witch in each time zone.
yes, well, maybe. There's
a
a lot of little mini time zones, Grandma. Anyways.
I'm just going off of Facebook analytics.
Oh, okay. Well, then we can finally do our dream of having a 24-hour tarot reading.
Yep.
There we go. We should pull that into action. Let's put that on the list.
Yeah.
Anyways, there's been an uptick in folks contacting me about they think they're cursed or hexed or whatnot. And you know, the majority of them, once we get things calmed down a little bit, we end up talking about how this isn't just them. This is a global upshake, at least for people that are what I would say way showers, like we are, light workers, you might call. You know, we're not, we don't follow the Christian pantheon, but that's certainly where our roots began. Um, and we are just, we do our own thing, witches. You know, we don't follow any particular deity other than the God Goddess energy, the divine sacred union. Other than that, there isn't anyone that, I mean, there are a few.
Where are you going with this?
I don't know where I'm going with that.
Yeah,
But I don't know where I was going with that. Where the hell was I? Who took, Jesus took the wheel. Oh, shoot.
I'm sitting here trying, you know, I'm like, okay, I see where she's going. I see where she's going.
But I did have a point.
Wait, I see where she's going
No,
now.
I did have a point. Like, I'm just saying that we do our thing. We're not, and all of us, it doesn't matter what your belief is necessarily, as you know, if you are kind of non-mainstream faith, religious, spiritual path like we are, and I'm pretty sure you are if you're here right now, then I just have to wonder, like, how I know so many people are opening their minds to our way of thinking, and it's like this whole sort of, I don't want to say a word that might be a triggery word on social media, but it's like a whole rotation in thinking about good and evil for people. People are really coming to this balance for themselves about
well, I think that kind of falls into line with some of what's going on in the world right now.
Right.
We
can't turn a blind eye.
No, we can't.
I mean, I do not like to watch the news 24/7, but you know, Grim keeps his eye on things going on.
Yes. No, there is a definite realignment in what people are starting to define as good and evil. For so many years, we've been taught through different dogmas of what's considered wrong and what's considered right, what's good, what's bad, what's divine, what's evil. And I think that there's so many people now stepping onto their own sovereign spiritual paths that they're starting to realize that much of what was crammed down our throats as evil is just something different than what the established norm wants us to play with.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But now that's also creating an increased activity in that swarm vibration that's out there trying to repress that energy from advancing.
And we're not talking honeybees here. We're talking a swarm of
murder hornets.
Their sole purpose right now is to basically glean the energy off of all of us that they can, out of the fear that we produce, out of the trauma that we're experiencing, out of the confusion and the muddled thinking. And I really believe that all of that is a push toward keeping us from remembering.
Well, it's keeping us on our toes. See, as long as we're consumed, I mean, for so many years,
as long as we're using up our energy doing all this other stuff.
Basically, since the inception of the Industrial Revolution, for sure, but even going back to when the church controlled our daily activities, we had been go, 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 go. All of our energy going towards paying the man, paying for survival, and our spirituality has been left to the wayside. And now when the news broadcasts start to question why are so many people leaving the workforce, why are so many men saying, no, I'm not doing this anymore, why are so many women shifting gears all of a sudden in the way they relate to the world. And that's because we're coming through it with a spiritual outlook now. We're starting to see things from a less egocentric point of view. And the powers that be can't have that happen. They want us buzzing
They
around.
want us to
They
be
want
angry.
us angry. They want us swarming up. And that's
Right.
why we see a lot of what's happening in the news cycles today. Shit designed to keep us from swarming to the flowers.
Keeps us buzzing all around.
Yeah.
We keep looking for a better nest, a better source of honey, a better this, a better that. There's got to be.
Yeah.
We're searching for something, and
we're flying right past the flowers that nature gave us.
Right. So, metaphorically speaking, that beehive, we're going to have a gathering for those of you that are interested. We've been having difficulties with some of our live streams. I guess that shouldn't come as a surprise necessarily, considering some of what we've kind of talked about recently. We expect a little pushback like that. That's been kind of the normal thing for the last several years. We have several members right now that are of our community that are going through some really rough times, and it's clear to Grim and I that we need to still have, even though it's not the 28th of the month, and even though we missed Imbolc, which was just yesterday, it's still important to gather as a community and follow through with our Purple Door Witch Wave, our cauldron of healing, the energy that we conjure there, because it's important to follow through on those things, even if they get pushed around and shoved around. That's okay. We are resilient. We are withstanding, and we are going to host a live stream, Purple Door Witch Wave, Cauldron of Blessing and Healing, in the next.
Oh boy, yeah. I'm trying to.
We should probably do it tomorrow.
Well, I wanted to talk to our astrologist about that too.
That's true. Let's talk to Copper.
Yeah, let's talk to Copper.
Okay, so to be announced, but allow yourself in the meantime to start building a list of who you would include in this casting that needed healing or a little extra love or comfort, or someone that just needed to know they were wanted. And you know the drill. You know the people. You know the ones that are in your heart and in your mind often, because we worry about them, we think about them, we send them the best that we can. But on this day, when we do this blessing, we're going to be adding initials of folks, and you'll know who those names are. We're going to be adding initials, and so get your initial list going. Don't write it anywhere here yet, because we're not going to necessarily check back for initials written here. But keep it in your mind, or start writing it down somewhere where you sit near when we do live streams, and that way you'll have the list ready. But people that need your love, blessings, whatever, community healing, even if it's someone that has crossed over already, even if it is a beloved animal that has crossed the bridge as well, even if it is a best friend from way a long time ago that you haven't spoken to in years, it does not matter. It's those people that are in your heart and in your mind that you know still have a connection to you, that you just want to send a little extra love, a little extra something, right? I'm awfully talky today.
I just been sitting here fiddling and farting around, going, all right, yeah.
I know.
I like
it's the creative energy flow.
You have been in such a creative mode right now, but I do want to bring it down to.
We need to be serious, because we are under attack.
We are under attack.
It has been our coven off and on.
It has been our coven off and on, but it's not just our coven that's under attack. It's not just those that follow us on Purple Door that are experiencing some sort of psychic or spiritual manipulation going on in their life. I don't know who started it, when it started, other than it was a good gosh darn long time ago. There were forces out there that decided to come about to push the light away, to keep people down, keep people pushing for the dollar bill instead of this connection to the divine. Because as long as we were chasing the dollar bill, as long as we were chasing that 9 to 5 clock, as long as we were pulling the levers of productivity for the manufacturing industry, we weren't seeking our own divine. We became content in feeding the machine. Well, over the last few years, so many of us have started to awaken to that darkness that mankind has been wading through for generations now, and they're starting to revolt from it. They're turning their eyes from it. They're saying no more.
And we've been saying, release that which no longer serves us. Release that.
Yes.
And bring the shadows to light. Bring it out. Let us know what we're working with. And we're getting exactly what we're asking for.
We're getting exactly what we're asking for. The blinders are coming off, and so many of us are starting to see the world in a different way. That swarm of energy that is out there designed to keep us down isn't sent directly to you by any individual person. That's outside of personal curses and shit like that.
I was going to say, although you may have your enemies. I know you, Wolfpack.
But this is a swarm.
I know you be.
This is a swarm of vibration and energy that has been set forth generations ago, specifically designed to keep us on edge, vibrationally disconnected from our spiritual selves.
So if we're always fighting, if we're always in a state of when's it going to happen next, if we're fearful, if we're living in that kind of moment to moment feeling where you're just not secure, if your health is rocky and so that makes things insecure for you, I mean, there's any number of ways this can play out, but all of it means that our energy is focused on this negativity that's being kind of directed at us. And when we focus all of our energy there, we have very little left over for the joy.
And the swarm knows this. That vibration knows it because it feeds off of our discordant vibrations.
Right.
That's how it energizes itself. That swarm isn't after the billions of dollars that are in circulation. That swarm is after the billions of vibrations that are in circulation. And if they can hoard the cash flow, making it more difficult for us to take our fair share, we've got a discordant vibration that they can now feed off of. Any questions? It's not about the money.
No, actually, because money is just another vibrational frequency.
Another vibrational frequency.
I mean, that's all it is. Have I mastered it? No. Am I working on it? Yes. That doesn't mean I understand it, but I do understand to the point that it is in and of itself yet another tool of man, and it is a frequency. It
used to be monarchies and royalties, chiefdoms and kingdoms that kind of pushed the power to their thrones, to their pocketbooks, and to their treasury rooms. And it wasn't because they wanted the wealth. Sure, the wealth was great for building their castles, monuments to their greatness, but more than anything else, they needed to suppress the villagers, the people. They needed to fatigue them, keep them tired and worn out and scared. So that way, the only thing they had left energy-wise was to till the land to pay the taxes. Now we no longer have those same monarchies and kingdoms and chiefdoms, or whatever they called it, set up. We're now sliding through different forms of government, all geared towards keeping a certain class elevated up high and the rest down low, supporting that class. And as we slide closer and closer into our inevitable future of a dominating one world government of some semblance, they're going to really crank up their efforts to throw that swarm of negative energy out there into the world at us. And those of us that aren't linked together with standing strong against that, resisting that, well, it's going to get interesting.
Yeah.
I put my tin hat on today. How do you feel about that?
I'm seeing that hat. I recognize it.
Do you?
I didn't know you were going to wear it today, but that's okay. I need to write myself something down here because.
What do you guys think? Am I letting the weed do the talking?
No, well, yeah, let's hear what they have to say, but I know from my standpoint, as much as I don't want to hear what you have to say, because we've talked about this before, and it's uncomfortable, and I don't want it to be reality.
Mm-hmm.
I want to believe that I've got people, above me in government that are looking out for my well-being, but it really isn't the case. And I think we see it now more so than ever before. The manipulations through media and whatnot, and
well, they are looking after your well-being, just not your being well.
That's a good one.
They're looking.
I should write that down.
They're looking after your well-being to the point of keeping you as productive as possible to feed the machine. So they're going to look after your well-being, but they could give a rip about you being well.
I'm writing it down.
So I don't see any comments coming through on this one, and we've got.
They're probably scared.
They're going, oh no. Is this really Gussy and Grymm?
Yeah, are they really going to start talking like this? Conspiracy theorists? We are a little bit into that stuff. Of course we are. We fit the demographic, paranormal folks into, ancient history and sacred sites around the world. And of course we're going to be into some of that stuff.
Yep.
We fit the algorithm.
We fit the algorithm
we
of suppression.
We sure enough do. We sure enough do, but we're out here saying it anyways because, those that need us find us.
Yes, but the thing is we're not saying revolt against the government.
Nope.
Buck against the system in some sort of violent manner. What I'm saying is dip out of the game that is skewed.
Unhook enough, but enough that you can heal.
Yes,
unhook enough to heal. But some people are kind of trapped. Like, as a matter of fact, I know. I got a heart flutter on that one. I know a number of I'm going to say women here because the names that are popping in front of my face are women that have been single moms working several jobs.
Right.
And, they can't just throw caution to the wind because caution to the wind does not food on the table put. So that is a difficulty. I remember in my own journey as a younger woman, as a mother of younger children, that was one of the reasons why I was really afraid to divorce my husband, because I was afraid that I would end up not being able to support my kids. So what did I... No, that's another story for another day. But long story short there, I just think, well, who knows what I think. I've got tarot cards in front of me and pendulums too.
I'm gonna gear it like this, and this goes for, I don't care which political party you belong to, which spiritual path you walk. I don't care what faith you proclaim, what race you are, what gender you identify as. All that I ask is that when you get into the voting booth, vote with your pagan self.
I care about
witchy self.
I care about one thing.
What's that?
Integrity.
Integrity. That's what I vote with. That connection that you have to the divine that lets you cut through the bullshit and see a little clearer those that you're voting for and how integral they are or are not.
Okay, now I want to swiftly take this off voting because I don't want this to turn into any conversation about that.
That's fair. That's for political pagan.
That is not for this space. Right. So let's bring this energy back around. and talk about what you need to do over the next couple of days. Because Grim and I are going to hold this cauldron, this witch wave that I told you about, and you're all welcome, and you're welcome to share it too to folks. I mean, yes, we know that some people will think we seem ridiculous. We also know some people take us very seriously. We expect that out there, so we're not afraid. So share it to people that you think might find it interesting. We are going to call in some of the deities that we work with for various reasons, and
Is this, are you discussing the,
I want
we've
them
got a twofold thing that we're working on, one for the general public and one for our internal.
right
Okay.
behind the scenes. We've got a collection of witches that are elders in the community who are working on improving our wards and protections as a group. And you will, of course, be included in that if you, especially if you join us in the live stream that we're going to announce. But in the meantime, while we're waiting for all that to kind of come together, what you can do is, refresh your boards. If you have a crystal grid around your home, refresh that. I know we just had a full moon not too long ago, and we're kind of in the middle, coming up on another dark moon here real shortly. But I always think when it comes to spiritually cleansing your space, I don't think it really matters. I mean, I know there are ideal times to do that, but hey, come on. If you've got the motivation
Yes.
and the inclination to do it, trust your intuition on that one.
Yes.
So,
as far as the ceremony goes, and me wanting to consult, or us wanting to consult with the astrologer first, it's to make sure that we're not doing it at a time when there's a retrograde that's going to screw us up, or this planet's not quite where it could be, to maximize the power
right,
of the intention.
right. Because even though Facebook makes me say I'm a astrologer and psychic,
Yep.
my astrology knowledge is not. I just have not been able to retain all of that information through the years. I just haven't been able.
Yeah, but as that information is slipped away, your connection to your psychic
I know
self is really,
other things have really.
Yeah.
Yes, you can't work. You can't have it all. You got to focus on something, right? I don't think how many. I can't.
You haven't had a jumper out of there yet.
I know. Well, I haven't been shuffling for a jumper.
Oh.
Nope, not today.
No.
Not today. But while you all are going through the next couple days, waiting with bated breath, I'm sure, on when we will have this this witch wave, healing cauldron. It's a little different than a witch wave.
It's a little different.
But we're going to use that cauldron energy.
We're going into it with a specific intention versus the general.
Right. So as you're waiting, think about some things that you can do to kind of ward your space. Refresh your wards, refresh your protections out there. Even if, all you do is, and I don't mean it all as in it's not enough. I'm saying if, it's as simple as you putting a magic lasso around your property and like Wonder Woman and letting it glow and nothing, shall cross without proper introduction. So you can do something as simple as that. But how are you gonna, give yourself some time, think about it through the weekend, and I keep hearing that I need to teach a sigil class. I even wrote it down a little bit ago. Would you guys be interested in that if I taught like just a little 1 hour how to create your own sigil? Grim could help us with the history behind it. And what do you guys think? Would you do that? Because I wrote it down a minute ago.
Zoom 1 hour Zoom.
Yeah, thing. That would be fun. That would be very fun. All right, let me pick a card for the whole group. Bouncing around a little bit. Ooh,
Mother, Father, Goddess, that divine connection that interweaves between us all, that is us all, that connects us all. I ask that you surround this space, the sacred space that we have created here, that does not stop with just us in this spot, but includes every soul that participates in this moment in time. All energies that do not serve our greatest and highest good be revealed to us when needed, cast away when they no longer serve us. May the words that Gussy speaks be heard by those that need to hear them and spoken with clarity and understanding. So mote it be.
So mote it be. Thank you, Grim. I needed that. I was just clucking away like a little hen.
Affirmative to the sigil class.
Oh, good. I mean, I'm thinking about doing it like soon. Like, let's just pick a night and do it. Oh. Ooh.
For those that can't see what's going on right now, Gussy has spread her tarot deck fan-wise across the desk here and is running her pendulum over it a few times here, seeking the card for the day via the energy of the pendulum.
It does not want me. It's saying no here.
Yes, it is.
Did you see it stop?
Yeah.
It like stopped and buckled for a second and backed up and then started saying,
going away.
Okay. I just thought it would be fun to use my pendulum, and this is one of the pendulums that Jem has made. I sometimes use it this way, and I sometimes use it this way. It just all depends. Look at that. It just does not want. I'll be right there with you guys. No, 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 no. Grim, I don't think we're supposed to read a card.
Well, it's interesting because it goes dead quiet at about here over, and
Right.
everything on this side of the line it says no. So obviously nothing from about here.
Right. Okay, let's take these guys away. All right, these guys are gone. Not you cards. Not today. You want to pick a card? It's an unconventional 420 teen tarot, but it's an unconventional week, hasn't it been?
Ooh.
Oh.
It's kind of funny because I don't have my
Want me to
glasses
clear
on.
these out?
Yes, I don't have my glasses on, so I can tell which card I have, the Ace of Pentacles, but the imagery in it looks slightly skewed to me versus how it sometimes does.
Right.
So I'm getting a little different read out of it, I think. The Ace of Pentacles, and without my glasses on, is that just a whole bunch of pink lotuses?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes, these are unbloomed. These are in bloom.
You know, today as we talk about protecting ourselves and there's energies out there that would not allow us to, or doesn't want us to achieve our best versions of self, this Ace of Pentacles means that we're on that path. We are trudging along. Some of us swinging swords, some of us holding shields, some of us holding books and bags of runes.
Ooh, I love that.
But we're all on this path together. And within this path are the individual paths of each of us, our own distinct blooms of pink lotus, contributing to the overall beauty of this journey, of sovereign beings combining forces to seek a sovereign divine connection. And even though we are in various stages of this path, some of us much more advanced in our spiritual stability than others, often the darkness and the shadows behind it all, there still lurks darkness.
And there's still the same river.
Still the same river.
Still the same flow.
But you can see right up here in the middle, gazing down upon all that we have created in this community, there's still a force out there looking inwards, wondering how to pull that energy apart. The number one tool that is used to get into us all, to break us down, to make us doubt, to make us question, to make us step away from our path is our own shadows, our own hurts, our own dramas, our own pains. That's how the demons get in. That's how the evil gets in. That's how the negative vibrations get in. That's how the darkness gets in.
When people talk about attachments, that's come up a lot lately.
Yes.
That's how attachments attach. They're drawn to us.
They're drawn to our shadows, our hurts, our traumas. And if we think about it, you take any community, strong and stable, working well together in a clockwork fashion. Just one gear in that clockwork of community gets out of balance, out of kilter, out of sync. Before long, it's vibrating just out of sync the next gear beside it.
Right.
And now the clock is slowly losing time. One shadow, one gear out of place. That's what the community is all about. That's what jumping into the flow is all about. That's what withstanding is all about. That's what pausing for peace is all about.
Sharing knowledge.
Sharing knowledge. Seeking a way to navigate your river. Joining with the other blooms that are floating by. In such a manner that the darkness that's outside of your haven has no effect on you.
Huh. I think that's about it.
You want to close it up?
I think that's about it, folks. I'm exhausted.
You got the cards.
I'm exhausted, and
We got a wedding to get prepared for.
yes, and
a joyous union.
It was a rough week, and I know some of you had it rough too. And again, as I swing back around to where we kind of opened this at 4:20 today, thank you so much for trusting Grim and I enough with your hearts that you reach out to us in those times of needs and those moments of despair, and that means a lot to us because we try to help when we can.
And for those of you that are suffering right now, that are hurting and alone, you're not alone. You're one message away from an empathetic, listening heart. If it's not Gussy and I, it's any member of the Healers Guild through the purple door.
Any of the guild leaders.
Any of the guild leaders with the purple door. Reach out. You're not alone.
All right, y'all. Think about, just refreshing some of your protections. And if you don't have any up, this might be the weekend to do that. You can use salt. Just don't salt your grass because it'll kill it. You can use salt. You can use cedar. Branches of cedar at your door, the little tiny branches that you can break off. There's any number of ways, and again, I think I really am going to teach a sigil class because I kept hearing sigil, so let's do it.
You just do that through Zoom.
Yeah, I'll let you guys know. I'll give it some thought too. That's what I'll think about, and that's a wonderful way to ward yourself. When we went through COVID, when it was 2020, we had sigils all over our windows. We wrote some of them in the dust and some of them with
it was the spray, the snow spray.
Oh, stuff. That's right. We had that stuff too.
We had that along the bottom of the window with the sigils.
That's right.
Worked into them.
So anywho, we love you all so much. Thanks for joining us. I know we took some weird turns during this conversation. What?
I was just thinking, there's sigils built right into the stained glass window if we allow ourselves to find them.
He's not wrong. All right, y'all. Stay magical. See you on Monday.
It's over here.
Yeah, it's over here.
It's that button.
I love you.
I'm glad.